Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I have not posted in forever. I've been so swamped. Just the cover band that I'm in that we're trying to get started, it's like so time consuming. And then the choir I'm in, we have a concert coming up November 30th. For anybody who's in Utah, it's going to be at the UCCU Center November 30th. Tickets are on sale. I'll put the link in the description below. But anyway, I really wanted to make sure that I posted today because it is Diabetic Awareness Month. And today is World Diabetes Day. It is a global awareness day, and obviously I'm a diabetic, so of course I'd celebrate this. I even wore my special shirt. Let me see. I don't know if you guys can see. But there you go. It says hope. I don't even know what it says at the bottom. I can't see. Hope runs deep for a world without diabetes. And I really look forward to this day. Today is November 14th, and I always look forward to this day in November. November is my favorite month. Like I've said, it's my favorite season. Like I've already said, I just think it's so fitting that Diabetic Awareness Month is in November, and it's also like the month where, you know, Thanksgiving and everybody does gratitude posts and thankful posts, and I just think it's kind of fitting because I am thankful for diabetes. In a way, like, don't get me wrong, I have had my fair shares of crying in my car, crying over insurance, crying over stress, because my blood sugars are high, and then I'm even more freaking out because the stress has made my blood sugars high. Terrified I'm not going to wake up on my own in the middle of the night because of a low. Getting so confused about everything. I was diagnosed when I was 10. I know I've mentioned this before in previous videos. A lot of confusion, a lot of guilt, a lot of blame, a lot of I don't want to freaking do this. You know, there's been a few times where I've kind of just like had burnout and I'm like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I don't want to be diabetic. I don't want to take shots. I don't want to be different. I don't want to have to do all this stuff. I want to be like everybody else. But with all of the hardships that come with this disease and this way of living that I did not ask for and that I did not choose at all, it has also brought me a lot of positives. At the age of 10, I had a ton more responsibility than most kids. I had to learn how to carb count my food, which is not freaking easy, let me tell you that, especially when you suck at math. I hated carb counting. It is the worst. So I'm really thankful for the pump because it kind of just does it for me. But no, I had to learn how to carb count, had to be accountable for my blood sugars, for what I was putting in my body, food and insulin. Going to doctor appointments every 3 months since I was 10 with the endocrinologist. Had to make sure I was packing juices, fruit snacks, airheads, glucose tabs. Got older, had to learn how to do insurance. And that I still don't understand, to be completely honest. I haven't finished my education, so when I'm looking at jobs, I'm like, okay, what kind of benefits am I going to get? Will I be able to live? Will I be able to buy my supplies? And I feel like those aren't a lot of things that most people my age really think about, I guess, unless you have a family or you're really smart. But if I didn't have diabetes, I'd pick like the cheapest plan possible. But I don't get that luxury because I do have to take in consideration, what if I do get DKA? What if I get the flu and end up in ICU? Which happens, people. We'll throw that out there. Like, the common cold that people get and it, like, knocks them out for like 3 days, it could knock me out for 2. And I think in my last video, I was actually I started getting sick. I thought it was allergies. No, I was so sick. And I was out for like 2 weeks. My voice was gone. My blood sugars were all over the place. And it sucked. Oh yeah, we're talking about positive things. It's easy to get distracted and focus on the negatives, but there are so many positives. I love the type 1 diabetic community. I have gone on walks, which I've also showed a walk that I did earlier this year, September, so a couple months ago. They do those all the time here in Utah. I'm not sure how popular fundraisers are in other states, but here they are so amazing. I'm so happy to be proud of this. Diabetic camps, I've been going since I was 10. I went as a camper until I was a teenager, and then once I hit a certain age, then I got to go to Teen Week. And then after I couldn't be a camper anymore, I got to be a counselor, and I got to help other little kids who are struggling just like I was when I was 10 years old. And there's kids who have had diabetes since they were 3. And just being able to help them and comfort them and just be a role model for them. I remember having so many counselors. I had one in particular. Her name was Buffy. Hopefully she doesn't mind me using her name. I remember looking up to her so much as my counselor. And she would just tell me her stories and like things that she was going through as a teenager with diabetes. And she's so healthy, and right now she has a beautiful family and beautiful children. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I could have that. I could have healthy kids, and I can have a healthy life. And all these things that you get these misconceptions in your mind sometimes at such a young age, and you worry like, will I be able to do that with diabetes? And I wanted to be that example for other kids. I wanted to be that person they could look up to at camps. I've even gone to a few young adult retreats and learned about health insurance, pulling all-nighters when I'm in college, and like how to manage my blood sugars. And it's crazy how much like sleep actually affects your blood sugars. Like too much sleep, not enough sleep, you get different results. I've met a ton of friends with type 1 diabetes, and I'm so thankful for them. They're just always there. And we have like a Facebook group, and we try to do like monthly get-togethers and meet up with each other. And it's so nice to be able to have that support when you're going through this, because sometimes it totally feels like you're alone. And my family, they get it. They have seen me through everything, like 17 years, My sister, who's 2 years younger than me, she definitely has probably seen more than my younger 3 siblings. And she actually came to the camps with me. And I will forever love her for that. I can't express just the gratitude I have for her and for her coming. And so we have the same friends who have type 1 diabetes, and she was always there for me. And we're only 2 years apart, so we would be at the same activities or whatever, and she just like knew how to help take care of me. She always had my back with misconceptions or to give me a juice, and she just was like on it all the time. And she was just there to be my emotional support and my confidant, and I love her so much for that. And it's kind of weird to say, but I think it made us a little closer, brought us together. We're already super close anyway, but that's just another something that we can bond over, and I really love that. Thinking about all the things that I am thankful for with diabetes, I'm also thankful for insurance. Like, it sucks a lot of times. Like, let's be real here. Does anybody really like doing anything with insurance? Absolutely not. And if you say you do, you're a liar. Because I don't know anybody who likes dealing with that crap. It brings a lot of stress, but at the same time, I'm so blessed to work for a company that offers such great benefits, and I'm thankful to have it, because I know so many people who don't. I have a lot of friends who don't have the insulin they need, and they have children who have diabetes too, which is just like double whammy. And a tiny little bottle. I wish I had like a bottle of insulin right now, but I don't want to go into the kitchen and get one. But like one bottle of that stuff is like, depending on what brand you get, it's like close to $200. Insulin pumps are insane. They're not a necessity, but it's also a way for us to have, for me anyway, some people don't feel the same way about the insulin pumps, but I feel like it gives me more freedom to be able to do the things I want without having to worry about always like carrying around my needles and my syringes and the vials of insulin, and kind of more like hands off. And I feel like I can live easier, if that makes sense. It's kind of hard to explain, but it just gives me this like sense of freedom. And then the sensor, oh my gosh, like it's so nice. I mentioned I am terrified of not being able to wake up in the morning. I live alone. I have 2 roommates, but it's not like they're going to come in my room every morning and make sure I'm awake. And so I love having that sensor, because it can wake me up and it notifies me before I drop too low, and I can catch it. And that's a huge blessing and a huge weight off my shoulders. So I am thankful for insurance and for technology. And like I said, it's easy to point out a lot of the negatives that diabetes brings, but there also are a lot of positives. And I think, I'm not saying everybody has to be happy on this day or, celebrate it like I do, but I try to just have it be a reminder that, let's look at some of the positives. I've grown immensely. I'm a stronger person. I'm stronger, I thought, than I ever could be. I don't consider myself a brave person, like, at all. I don't know, people would say different, I guess, and it's weird to be like, you're so brave, and like, no, I'm not. I just do what I gotta do. You know, it's like brushing your teeth. You do it, or there's consequences. And, but I think if I were to look at my younger self and like really look at her like at a 10-year-old, and if I were to go up to a 10-year-old, I'd be like, wow, you're so brave for doing that. You took on so much. But on the flip side of that, I feel like a younger child, like a 10-year-old, could look at me, like my younger self could look at me now and think I'm brave. I don't know. Just been thinking a lot about stuff. I've had my days where I just cry and cry and cry in my car. Like, my mom is a freaking, like, she can testify to that. Like, just calling her all the time and just sobbing into the phone. And I like to focus on the positives today. And some of the things I have been able to do on my own with diabetes, which I never thought I'd really be able to do, but I have done. I've been across seas twice. I've been to, how many other countries? I've been to 5 different countries without my family there, just like me by myself, which was awesome. Love traveling. I know how to plan accordingly and travel with diabetes. I live on my own. Haven't ever gotten into an accident because of my diabetes. I was able to get a license with a low A1C. Was able to work my butt off to prove to the insurance companies that I did deserve an insulin pump. You have to have like perfect A1C, all this like stuff, and like show improvement. Been to college, didn't finish, but I went. I sing in 2 different bands. Mentioned that earlier, like choir and a band. I've been able to sing backup for a few different celebrities, local and famous. I can do anything anybody else can. I just have to take a few more extra precautions. And yeah, so those are just some of the things that I like to look back on this day and just kind of think about everything that I have done, because I've done a lot. And I like to just kind of look at the positives and just be like, you know what, T, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job, girl, and just keep fighting the good fight. And I hope that when I am having a down day, I can look back at this vlog and just, you know, remember that there are good times and there are hard times, and it's okay. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to just feel a little bitter, and it's okay to be happy, and it's okay to look at the positive. This is a lifelong disease, and I better get used to it, and I better, you know, I've come to terms with it, and just kind of got to keep fighting the good fight. And so I hope that anybody out there who maybe newly diagnosed or is feeling that diabetic burnout, or just needs kind of a little pick me up to realize like how amazing like you are and everything that you've done, like we can do anything anybody else can, and I love proving people wrong. I hope you guys enjoy this short little video. I promise I will be better at filming more. I have a ton of stories lined up, some things I want to do with this channel that I've been wanting to do since the beginning, but started doing all the little vlogs to kind of just get like a hang on, or get a hang of this whole YouTube thing. So, but I know the direction I want this channel to go to. I just have to get there. So just bear with me through the holidays. And oh my gosh, all my new subscribers. Like last time I think like last month I had like 3, and now there's like what, like 26 of you guys? There's something in my eye. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, and I hope I don't disappoint you guys. Please don't unsubscribe. I promise I'll be cool. I promise. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say today. I'm gonna go to bed because it's super late. Happy Diabetic Awareness Month and happy World Diabetes Day out there to all of you guys, my beautiful diabesties. If you feel so inclined, feel free to press that subscribe button, to like this video. Feel free to share it with any of your friends, family members, you know, social media, blah, blah, blah. Anybody you think you might enjoy this video or this channel in the near future. There's like a bell somewhere around here. If you want to press that bell button too, you can do that as well. Yeah, until next time, I love you guys. I'll see you later. Mwah.